You're watching NDTV. One of the consequences of the Farm Bill protests has been a series of escalating attacks on the towers of Jio Telecom, which is owned by Reliance, as farmers believe, or at least some farmers believe, that Jio and Reliance is one of the beneficiaries of the Farm Bills. Joining me on the show, we have Mr. Manpreet Badal, who is the Finance Minister of Punjab. Thank you very much indeed, Mr. Badal, for joining us. Now, the question, sir, is that we're seeing multiple attacks on towers of Jio across Punjab. The Chief Minister has yesterday once again appealed, saying that violence will not be condoned, strong action will be taken. We've heard such appeals in the past. But why are these attacks not stopping? Why are you not able to control them?
Well, thank you very much for having me on your show, Srinivasan. We have issued a very damage to mobile towers and destruction of any property, private property, government property would not be tolerated. And as you said, the Chief Minister has not appealed. He's actually asked the police to take very stern action against those disrupting telecom services.
Okay.
And because this could actually lead to very serious consequences. It could lead to a blackout in the state. And especially, for our students who are sitting the board exams, and also for our professionals working out of home.
But Mr. Badal,
my own feeling is that if the Kisans of Punjab have been sitting very peacefully on the Delhi border for the last 1 month, there is no reason why they should be indulging in any kind of disruption.
No, fair enough. Now you're saying that you will take strong action, but the fact is that according to your own data, over 1,500 towers have already been attacked. The question is, how many, if I may complete the question, how many people have been arrested and how many FIRs have been filed?
Well, I don't have the exact data or figures of how many have been arrested, but I can assure your listeners that we are going to, the fundamental duty of any government is to protect the property, life, and honor of its citizens. So we are not going to tolerate this. I think the police was caught off guard. And we could not even in our wildest dreams imagine that somebody will go around disrupting telecom services. And neither have. Can I complete mine then? And the Kisan organizations of Punjab have actually condemned it.
Yes.
And they've asked that nobody in their name should be allowed to indulge in this kind of any kind of ruckus. And also,
fair enough.
I think this is something which may be able, either trying to divide the Kisan movement or bring it to disrepute.
No, I understand that initially, Mr. Badal, I understand initially the police may have been caught off guard, but we have in our possession a letter written by Jio to the Punjab police. This was written almost 6 days ago, by which time they say, multiple towers had been attacked. The fact is that even now, from what we understand, not a single FIR has been filed and not a single person has been arrested. So, somewhere along the line, are you as a government also worried about the political backlash, that if you start going after these farmers, there will be political consequences, there will be a backlash, and therefore there's a kind of tacit signal to go soft?
There is no government can survive by giving a tacit signal to people who are indulging in this kind of hooliganism. And as of yesterday, I don't, I think this whole situation has been brought under control. Some of the towers have been repaired. In some places, electricity connections had been snapped. They've been restored. But as far as the state of Punjab, Srinivasan, I wouldn't know that if your listeners would even know of that Punjab has been one state where in its entire history of 73 years post-independence, one state we've never even had an industrial lockout. So let alone people trying to damage any public property or private property. And this is not the character of the people of Punjab or the farmers of Punjab. And we will, nobody's allowed to take law in its own hands.
On the ground. Mr. Badal, I respect that, but I have to tell you, on the ground, a reporter went out today, and the reality is slightly more complex. People are picked up. The moment the farmers groups go and protest outside the police station, the police releases them. So those negotiations are also going on. But let me just ask you a broader question. The reason why some of these farmers, they may certainly be misguided in doing so, but the reason why they're doing this is all coming from the overall perception that these farmers have, and you must have heard this as well, that they feel that these farm laws are actually going to benefit or have been brought to benefit large corporates like Adani and Ambani.
Well, it's a people's movement. I have no idea why these laws were brought about without going in for stakeholder consultation.
Okay.
The government should have done better, but that's been the record, whether it's Notebandi, whether it's GST, whether it's farm laws.
Right.
Policies have to be, thought about. And, I don't think so. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people could be protesting just to bring about some political advantage to anybody, or even, but I'm sure, they should have thought better.
Okay. Last question to you. What do you then see as the end game here? Because the government is saying again tomorrow there's likely to be talks again with the farmers, but it seems to be a deadlock with the farmers insisting that the bills be repealed.
Well, my considered opinion, and whatever it counts, I'm a very small minister from a very small state, but there could be two options in front of Government of India, and they should not hold on to prestige or ego. One is that they can actually have these farm laws to be held in abeyance for 6 months, let the government think over it, and let the farmers think over it, and let them educate each other that how this is beneficial for the farmers or not, which we feel are not. The second, of course, could be that if the central laws and if the government of India insists that they are beneficial, then those states which feel that these farms are good for their states, they can very well go on and implement them.
Right.
States like Punjab, Haryana, parts of UP, Rajasthan, because eventually all central laws have to be ratified by the state government.
Right.
So assemblies which don't ratify,
these are the two solutions.
These are the two solutions
that you're offering. But in conclusion,
I hope they can conclude this tomorrow.
Okay, let's hope so. But in conclusion, the charge that is made by the government and its allies that states like Punjab, when you look at these attacks on Jio, on one hand, the Punjab government is saying we're against it, but in a sense by backing the farm laws, the protests against the farm laws, because you've taken the position you're against the farm laws, that in a way emboldens people in Punjab to go out and carry out these attacks.
Not at all. There's not been in the last 1 month and month and a half prior to that, there's not been a single case of any either destruction of private or public property, or any harm to any citizen. Srinivasan, you have to realize this is not the character of the state.
Okay.
Why would we want to harm anybody's property? And, and no government can tolerate it.
It's happening now, but yeah, I mean,
things happen, but then the law takes its own course.
Okay,
and we're determined to apply the full force of law on those people who break the law.
All right. Well, tough words there, Minister. Let's see if the government does stand by them. But thank you very much indeed for coming on the show. Thanks very much.
Well, thank you very much.